Welcome back to our latest edition of College Questions. We are so glad that you are listening in. I'm DJ.
I'm Tarshawn.
Thank you guys so much for joining. Hey, a quick update, Tarshawn.
What's up?
Well, last week we recorded a little intro video on YouTube.
Yeah?
That was kind of fun.
It was, man.
So if you're listening in and you want to check that out, we'd appreciate it. We can't put more than 15 minutes of our podcast on YouTube, but we do want to include portions of it.
Yes.
So if you're on YouTube, hop on there, subscribe. That'd be awesome. Shout out again to Arlo and Jamie for helping facilitate this.
Absolutely.
We're up at the FBC library.
Yes, we are.
And got a new setup today.
This is nice, man.
We're videoing. We got a little table to sit at.
Yeah, man.
This is fun, man. Yeah. So I'm excited to see you, Tarshawn. It's always fun talking with you.
Always.
And I got a fun question for today.
Let's do it, man. Let's get right into it.
Tarshawn.
Yes, sir.
What's holding me back?
Whoa.
Now, you and I, we talked a little bit about it last week.
Yeah.
We can go a lot of different ways. Obviously, if we're talking about what's holding me back, step one is the question, what am I pursuing? Right? Because that's part of the problem. Maybe what's holding you back is you don't know what you're going towards.
You're right.
So let's assume someone has established what they know they're going towards and they've got to aim, but it ain't happening. So what's holding them back?
Fear.
Okay.
Okay, let's start there.
All right, yeah, that's a good one.
Let's start at fear. I feel like sometimes fear, it can get in our way of anything, of a lot of different things. So we think sometimes that when we're moving in a direction of, like with me, for instance, like when you think about taking on to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Just going that route. Like,
all right.
Boys and Girls Club was that position was new to me. It was something I didn't know what I was getting into. I've been a regular staff for years, right? Just a regular 3 to 6, So stepping into that position of a unit director, you go from being a regular staff to just a unit director. Now I'm overseeing a whole site, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
So I could either, like in the words of my father, I could either barbecue or mildew, right?
All right, US.
Right? So like, I mean, that's just something that he used to tell me. So you barbecue or mildew, like you gonna step up, or you just gonna fall apart and just be another person that just didn't get the job done, So
I like that. That's good.
I was the fear that I had of failing, of not leveling, either matching up or not coming close to the previous unit director. That was the fear I had going into that position, right? So I was fearful of, will the kids accept me? Will they respect my leadership? Will my staff respect me?
Yeah.
That was fear. That wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't anything surely of God, what I'm saying? Like, it was just about me being scared and not knowing what the unknown was.
Yep.
The fact that I didn't know if, it would work. Would it work out? Am I going to have to force this to happen because I already got the job, right? Mm-hmm. So I got to force these people to follow me. They got to follow me because I'm their boss. And I didn't want that. I wanted you to follow me because you want to follow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I think fear a lot of times is what will end up holding some people back because they're scared about the unknown. They're fearful of what somebody thinks. And what you'll come to find out is you just give your best shot. Usually that's good enough.
Yeah. Well, and what's sad about fear, and that's such a big, I think, hurdle when we're talking about this discussion, because you're right. You know what you want to go towards. Now you've been, even and for your sake, you've been put in a position to accomplish that task. But now all of a sudden these thoughts are creeping in, driven from fear. And the bad thing is, if it gets a hold of you, you're not even functioning the way you want to. You can't even be yourself. The comparison of a previous person that was in that position, which truth is, there's freedom in knowing the way you lead probably look a little different than and that's actually a good thing.
Right.
If you guys are made differently, God creates us all different, right? Different unique personalities, and the way there's different styles of leadership.
Of course.
And you feeling freedom from that and getting free from that, man, allows you to just lead the way that God designed you to lead.
And I think that was the beauty in that. Just based on that, one example was not being able to be me,
Yeah.
be my own person, and you know, even in aspects being at FBC, you look at FBC like.
Yeah.
I gotta be me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Like if I'm not me, then what does that
Yeah.
do for this, you know, for
What
this?
are we doing?
You know, exactly.
Exactly right.
So everybody has to be themselves,
Yep.
man.
And oftentimes fear of what others think changes the way we
Changes.
act upon. Yep.
And then you find somebody else, you end up finding somebody that does something and you want to, you know, this is like Jordan. What if Steph Curry wanted to be just like Michael Jordan?
No, not happening.
But I'm just saying, like, what if he?
I'm
if
saying he
all
wouldn't have
day
ever
he
played
would've
his game.
tried? Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
We would never know how pure the 3-pointer was for this man.
Right.
Michael didn't shoot the 3 ball like that.
Yeah.
He had to do
He's
what was
embraced
best for
his
him.
game.
Yes, and now
That's
you got
good.
a whole bunch of kids
Trying to be Steph Curry.
when they're gonna have to learn to be themselves.
That's right.
Because
That's good.
themselves
That's
is
good.
enough.
I like it, man. You hit on something in there that I'd love to ask you more about. So the unknown,
Yeah.
because I feel like part of what can hold me back in any given decision or pursuit of something is there are times when I want questions answered that I cannot have the answers to yet. Right? So there's things that I'm going to go for, and there's going to be an unknown element to that. And part of the problem I feel like is folks want all the answers, right? Particularly if you start thinking about they feel like God's calling them to do something. So oftentimes that's going to be a scary thing, fear thing. Then you work through that. But oftentimes there's you just want answers, and that's good. Like you need to think about those questions and you need to pursue answering them. However, the problem is, what do you do when those questions remain unanswered? Do you just wait?
Wow.
Right? Because oftentimes I feel like, I mean, you tell me, but it feels like the way God likes to work is he may answer a few of those, but he probably going to leave more of them unanswered than he has answered. And he's waiting for you to take a leap of faith, trust him. And then a lot of those things start coming on the other end of it after you've started that pursuit. They're like, oh, now I see how that, I think you even alluded to that earlier. It's like, oh, now I see how this is working, and this is how, and you're putting pieces together in your current role that's really, really good for you.
Right. Man.
So I love that. I think it's, and in life we have that. Man, I have that. There's unknowns that's real. It's hard to deal with those times, right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. Like I would think that most people, I think that most people would not. There are a lot of people, probably majority of the people that we come into contact with every day. There's something in their lives that they haven't done because they were scared to do it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So like, in my mind, I'm not, and I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? I think I don't see nobody in here that would say they have. There's something they haven't been scared to do.
Absolutely.
So
they lying if they're saying
right. And so like I feel like, I don't know, like what if someone told me, this is just my thing. A lot of people are scared to be great. I tell my kids at the club that.
Wow.
A lot of people are scared to be great.
Talk to me about that.
So like, I feel like if I'm going to inspire 100 kids every day at a Boys and Girls Club, 100 kids every day, we get those kids at the club, and I'm going to inspire these kids to be the best them every day. There's kids that don't think that being them is good enough.
Yeah.
There are grown people that think that.
Yeah.
I don't have those people at my club. I have kids, so that's who I have to work with. You know, I have to inspire them. So what could I possibly do every day to make these kids believe that not only is their best effort good enough, but they are also good enough? What you can do, whatever you want to achieve in life, be good at it. Don't be just, not even be good, try to be great.
Yep.
Try to be great. There's nothing wrong with trying to be great at something.
You know, I feel like I love what you're saying, because something I've struggled with in life is confidence.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's interesting because in the Christian world, you know, obviously biblically, we got this thing called pride, which can be a sinful thing, but is it am I sinful to tell my son I'm proud of you? Right. Essentially, when I exactly,
No,
that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So we have to be balanced in there, right? Because sometimes pride all of a sudden gets this bad, what do you call that? Like a connotation, bad vibe. It's
Right.
like, you got to look at the context of this. I mean, when Jesus come up out of the water after baptism, and God's voice from heaven, the clouds part, a voice from heaven came down saying, "This is my son, whom I am well pleased." Wow. In my mind, that's him saying, "I'm proud of my boy."
Proud of my boy, yeah.
And so there's an element of that I feel like, there's balance in that. Obviously, there is a pride that's ugly and sinful and wrong, and it causes a lot of disunity, whether it be a team or a church or an organization. It can get ugly real quick. But then there's an element of what you're speaking to, which is just confidence. And that's a great lesson. Right. And it's really neat that you've got an opportunity to help instill that in kids, because there is a balance to that, right? Like having the confidence to be willing to say, like, it's all right to figure some things out and to go for it and to try to be great at something. Yeah. Like, that is okay. Thank you guys for listening in on our YouTube channel. This has just been an excerpt from one of our episodes. Tarshawn, where do they need to go if they want to listen to the whole thing? Man,
you talking about the YouTube? You can go to Spotify. Okay, hold on. You can go to Spotify. You can go to iTunes Music, right?
Yep.
Any
wherever you get your
podcast platforms, right. All platforms.
That's right.
You can go to all of them.
Thank y'all for listening in. God bless.
Peace.